Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be showing 3 amazing early game money making methods. Make sure to stick until the end of the video because all the money that I'm going to be making in this video is going to be given away in my Discord server, which will be linked below. I'm also in a race with this kid to 10,000 subscribers, and right now he is in the lead, so make sure to leave a like and subscribe to get this video out to other people so that we can win, because I'm going to be giving away 500 million coins in my Discord server if we do end up winning. Now without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so the first money making method that I'm going to be talking about in this video is Arachne. Okay, so for those who don't know what Arachne is, basically it's a boss that's in the spider's den, which is pretty early game for most people, and most people can beat it. But what most people don't realize is that it actually makes a decent amount of money for early game, especially when you don't need too much of a big setup. So for this setup, what I'm going to be using is literally just this livid dagger, which I bought for around 6 million coins. It was basically low spin, and just a cow head as my helmet here. And if you are more of an early game player without as many stats as I, you probably want to have 3/4 of any armor that you really want to have, and a god potion is really nice for the regeneration. And for a pet, I just have my ground wolf here, so this doesn't really give too much stats, but obviously use whatever pet you have. And I don't have any armor on to try and balance like my stats with my high combat level and things like that. And my talismans, I barely have any magical power because I sold it off a long time ago, and they're just on intelligence right now. So for this money making method to work at its full potential, you want to be doing at least 10,000 damage per hit. And with a livid dagger that's barely enchanted, I'm able to do 18,000 per hit. And if you're struggling to do this, just get like Bane of Arthropods on it, First Strike, things like that, and that should make it really easy to be able to do 10,000 damage to these spiders here. And once we do that, then we can get on with the video. To actually get to the Arachne area, you want to go to this like cave that is over here next to the gravel skeletons, and you just want to go down over here to the right, and then there should be a pit here where you can fall down, and then you can go around this little area here, and when you just go here, it should spawn, and someone is actually killing the boss right now, so let's just see what we get. Alright, so I took a little bit of damage, but I did not really take that much damage, if I'm going to be really honest with you. And from that boss, we made about 40,000 coins, which is pretty good. Now let's get into actually doing this, and I'm going to do this for 50 minutes, and we're going to see how much money we can get from it. So first up, let's get a stack of Arachne's Callings for 200,000 coins, and this should last us for about 15 minutes. This costed us about 200,000 coins, so that will be subtracted from the total amount of money that we get from this. Okay, this is me after editing the Arachne part of the video, and I just want to mention something that might not have been very clear. So for Arachne, there are 2 different tiers of the boss. There's a tier 1 Arachne and a tier 2. So tier 1s are a little bit easier than tier 2s, but if you're able to do 10,000 damage, you should be perfectly fine. And tier 1s have a different way to spawn it than tier 2s. So for tier 1s, when you go over to the Arachne area here, go ahead and you get Arachne's Callings, and you need to buy 4 of these to spawn 1 tier 1 Arachne. So if we go in here and put it on the corners here, then we can see that we'll be able to spawn the Arachne. So once you do this, there'll be all like the dialogue that there normally is in chat, and then after like a couple of seconds, it will spawn just like that. And so for tier 1, basically, when you get it to 10,000 health, then it'll spawn into all these Arachne broods, and once you kill them all, then Arachne will come back, and it'll do this again at around 4 or 3,000 health, I'm not entirely sure. And once you kill all of them here again, then it'll come back, and there we go. For the tier 2 Arachne, you need to actually get an Arachne's crystal. What you do is you place it in the center here. So if I go here and put the Arachne's crystal in the center, we can see that this will spawn the tier 2. When you're damaging Arachne, your damage is capped at 5,000, but when you're doing these Arachne brood, you are able to do 10,000 damage. So that's why you want to do 10,000 damage. Similarly, when you kill all of the Arachne's brood, it goes back to the Arachne, and once you get it to around 20,000 health, then it'll do this again. So yeah, that's basically the boss. It's pretty simple, but I didn't mention it in the video, so I just wanted to like show you how it basically works and how to spawn it. Now let's get on to the test. Let's start the timer now. Alright, and with that, the timer should now be about over. So let's see how much money we made. I already put away 200,000 coins into my bank because that's how much we spent on the Arachne's callings. But as you can see right now, we have about 1.5 million coins that we made in these 15 minutes, along with 144 spider essence, which sells for around 121,000 coins. So in total, we have about 1.65 million coins, which equates to about 6.6 million coins in this 1 hour, which it's all right, but it's probably not too great for a lot of people, but it can help you to get to a good amount of money if you're doing this for hours and hours, so that is something. But let's get into where this money making method gets a little bit better. For tier 2 Arachne, you need to actually get these Arachne crystals from the auction house, so I'm gonna get 32 of them for 5.25 million coins here. There we go. And I don't think it's gonna really last me the entire amount of time, so we'll see what we have left and I can sell them later. Alright, so now let's start the 15-minute timer now that we're doing tier 2s. Alright, I'm ending it at about 14 minutes right now, so let's see how much money we have made from it. So I have 3.4 million coins right now, and that is from 12 Arachne crystals, which costs around 2 million coins. So if you're including the amount of money that we spent, we would only be making about 6 million coins again, which isn't too great. But the difference is that this time, if you look to see how much we made without the cost of the Arachne crystals that we used to summon the boss, which can be easily achieved if you just try and swap lobbies until you find someone spawning tier 2 crystals, then we can see that we would have been making around 14 million coins per hour, which is probably around late game farming right now, which means that you're going to be making a bunch of money. And on top of that, this was like not even RNG carried. Every single boss I was doing was giving me 200k, so I just did about 17 bosses in these 14 minutes, which is just amazing. So it is pretty good, especially for an early game money making method that really only just costs around 6 million coins. If you're wondering, the cow head, I think it's used to try and get rid of the poison that the Arachne brood does to you, but I'm not entirely sure if it works. But just to be safe, to craft it, all you need is leather collection 2, which is only 100 leather, and it costs about 8 raw beef, which is really cheap, around like a couple hundred coins. So now that should be it for Arachne for this video. It is a pretty good early game money making method, ranging from around 6 to 15 million coins per hour. So let's get into the next money making method, which is going to be bazaar flipping. So for the first flip that I'm going to be talking about is one that I've actually talked about a lot in the past, and this is enchanted snow and enchanted clay to the NPCs. So if we see here, one enchanted snow block costs about 582.5 coins, and whenever we sell it to the NPC, every time we get 600 coins. So from that one enchanted snow block, I got about 17.5 coins. The same goes for enchanted clay, and if we buy one of these for 474.3 coins, we can sell it for 480 coins for about 4.7 per enchanted clay. Obviously right now enchanted snow is a lot better than enchanted clay, so I'm going to be flipping that for the sake of this video. And you can also go ahead and set buy orders up for a lot of enchanted snow. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to set a buy order for 10,000, which costs around 5.6 million coins, and I'm going to go ahead and fill my inventory with enchanted snow. Alright, so in total this costed about 7 million coins, and to make it simple, I'm just gonna make sure that I have about 7 million coins in total going through the entire, I guess, system. If we were to sell this instantly, we would be at around 7 million coins. Alright, so I'm gonna basically be filling my inventory with enchanted snow and collecting enchanted snow from buy orders that I have here, and I'm gonna keep doing that for about 10 minutes, and we're gonna see how much money we're gonna get. So I'm gonna start the timer in 3, 2, 1. Alright, and just after I finish that inventory, my timer is ringing now. So we have 9.7 million coins here. So if we subtract 7 million coins from it, we can see that we made about 2.7 million coins in these 10 minutes. So in an hour, we would be making 16 million coins per hour just from flipping enchanted snow. And this is something that is just really insane to me, because I feel like I'm just flipping enchanted snow and I'm making 16 million coins an hour. So anybody can just go up to the bazaar and say, hey, I want to flip enchanted snow. Go in here, buy this, and just sell it to the NPC, and make 16 million coins an hour, which is just really insane. The only problem with this is the NPC trade limit is 200 million coins, so you're not going to be making a lot of money in a day, but this is good if you're only able to play like hour to 2 hours by doing this, but still making about 30 million coins every single day as an early game player with just a bazaar and a starting amount of coins of around 7 mil. That is insane. Like, you're not going to get that anywhere else. And there's obviously a bunch of different flips here, and if enchanted snow was a little bit cheaper, or for example, if enchanted clay was a little bit cheaper, this could be even better. So yeah. Alright, so for this next money making method, we're gonna have to go over to the Dwarven Mines, and once you go to the Dwarven Mines, you want to go kind of forward around here and then turn around and look up, and when you do that, there's these gates here, and when you teleport up, you can go through them and go forward a little bit, take a left, and when you go down here, there are these mobs called treasure hoarders. So as you can see, they have 15,000 health, get this thing called an Aurora Staff, which has no requirement and costs 1.2 million coins to buy here. And you don't really need any enchantments on it. Like you can see, with the mana I have right now, I'm doing 126,000 damage, which is just insane. It only costs 10 mana to use, so it's really cheap, and it has a 1 second cooldown, which is the biggest downside to it. But other than that, it is still really good as its range is really far, as you can see. So you can like snipe these guys from far away, which is really nice. Okay, and now that you have your Aurora Staff here, you do want to put some enchantments on it. Okay, so you're going to want to put Looting 4 on here, and this is going to help you get 60% more items, which is going to help you a bunch when you're doing this grind. And you can also put Scavenger 4 on it, which can help you with getting some extra coins. And once you do that, you're completely ready. So this costs about 1.5 million coins, and then whatever you need to be able to one-tap these guys, and then you can just start running around and killing these guys. So I'm going to set a 15-minute timer, and we're gonna see how much money we're gonna make. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Alright, there we go, and the 10 minutes are now up, which means that we can see how much money we made. And before we look at the money, I just want to say, unless we're getting like 5 million coins an hour, this is probably the best money making method out of all of them, because those 10 minutes went by really quickly. It just felt really laid back. Let's see how much money we have made. Alright, so the total amount of money that we made from these 10 minutes is 1.18 million coins, and with the coins that we got, it's about 1.2. So in an hour, we will be making about 7.2 million coins. Alright, this is me after editing a lot of the video, and killing these treasure hoarders gets you 7 million coins an hour, but there is actually a way to get it a lot higher, and I'll be showing you how to do that. When you're killing the treasure hoarders, you get these things called Starfall here. Let's say I did a lot of treasure hoarders, and now I have 512 Starfall. By the way, this would take about 12 minutes or so. Right now, when you're selling it, you're getting around 2,000 coins per Starfall, which it's alright, but it can get a lot higher. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the Forge. If you don't have the travel skull, which is just Warp Forge here, then you're going to want to go over forward here. Then make sure to follow my directions. So once you are here, you want to go to a forger, and this requires having Heart of the Mountain 2 or 3, depending on which method you want to do, but in any of the slots here. But basically, you go into one of the slots. So if you go into other items here, you can see the Power Crystal, which requires Heart of the Mountain 2 to forge, which is pretty nice, and this requires 256 Starfall. That means that it costs about like 512,000 coins to forge, but when you're forging it, it sells for 720,000 on the insta sell and 836,000 for the sell off. So if you were to sell it instantly, then that means that for every Starfall that you're selling, you would get 2,800 coins. So in that 10-minute test, we got 481 Starfall. That means that we'd be getting about 8 million coins per hour, which is a good bit better. But there is actually a way to get this even more up. So if you Heart of the Mountain 3 instead of Heart of the Mountain 2, you can go to Reforged Stones here, and you're going to want to craft the Petrified Starfall. This costs 512 Starfall to craft. This requires 512 Starfall, and you can sell it instantly for 1.6 million coins. So with our example before, we would be making about 9 million coins per hour, which is a good bit better than the 7 million coins per hour we were making before. But if you were to sell off of these, then you'd be making about 13.5 million coins per hour, which is almost the same amount that Tier 2 Arachne makes when you're leeching off of other people's bosses. And and this is all by yourself. You can make 13.5 million coins per hour, and in my opinion, it's a lot more fun than Arachne. So those are 3 different ways to make lots of money early game if you don't want to get into something like farming or mining. As promised from the beginning of the video, I'd be giving away all the profits that I made, but it turns out that I only made around 8 million coins in this video, so I'll actually be giving away 15 million coins in my Discord server, so make sure you do go ahead and join that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. See you guys later.